Guys, good morning. We got another Evolving Skies. Yeah. My buddy called me yesterday. He was like, yo, Nikki, you want to pick up another Evolving Skies? I was like, how much? Number was right. I was like, why not? Who am I to say no? I always say, oh, you should pick up Sword and Shield. What am I going to say? No, Sword and Shield. The price was great. I got a good deal on it. We're putting it right back into the case. This is what I do every time I get a new box. I move some stuff around, but we're putting the box right in his little spot here. I'll take the camera. Look, that's his spot. He's got a spot. This is where everybody else hangs out. This is the playground. Guys, good morning. It was a pretty good week of pickups. I kind of went a little bit crazy. I don't really like to purchase as much as I did last week on a normal week. Back on topic. So guys, what did we pick up this week? Okay, this is what we picked up. I showed you in the beginning of the video that I put it right there. So this is the box. I picked up another Evolving Skies. A lot of the data is showing that Sword and Shield supply on the open market is starting to get a little low. It's not so easy to just jump onto eBay and purchase an Evolving Skies or a Brilliant Stars or a Chilling Reign, Silver Temp. Exactly, you get what I'm trying to say. So for me, whenever I get these boxes put in front of me, I will do almost anything that I can to move funds around to make sure that the funds are readily available to pick up these boxes. Now listen, I'm not saying that I don't have the money for them, and I'm very blessed to be able to say that I can afford them if I need to. But what I'm saying is not everybody can just shell out $2,000 for an Evolving Skies because they want to and that it's a good price, all right? So what's important in this hobby, when things start to change and take a turn, and when we're coming out of a bear market like we were just in since October, you can sort of feel that the market's starting to turn. You can feel that these booster boxes are, the scarcity is starting to scare people. You're noticing that people are wanting more sealed. They're wanting these Sword and Shield sets. They're wanting, Destined Rivals. But the topic here is really Sword and Shield. Evolving Skies is a box that is the team up of Sun and Moon. Think about that. Evolving Skies is the team up of Sun and Moon. What did team up do compared to the other boxes? Team up is like $9K a box right now. Evolving Skies, this box is $2,500 right now. We saw it get all the way up to $3K. Team up got all the way up to $10K, $11K. Team up is down to $9, but it dropped all the way down to like $7.5 or $8. So what we're going to see is that Evolving Skies is going to get to the point where it's doing the team up numbers. Now listen, is there more Evolving Skies available than team up? Yeah, of course. It's newer. Team up is older than Evolving Skies. But what do you really want to hit in a team up? Right? Now kind of follow me here because I'm not dissing the set at all, but think about it. You want to hit the Lovebirds in a team up. You want to hit the Gengar Altart in a team up. You want to hit the Magikarp in a team up. There's some lower end variants of those cards that are still cool, and we're starting to appreciate them now because those three cards, Magikarp, Gengar, Latios, Altart, are just so expensive and difficult to get that we're noticing that we're starting to appreciate the lower end ones and the prices are getting driven. But my point here is that in an Evolving Skies, you can hit Umbreon, Moonbreon, whatever it is, Rayquaza. You hit Espeon Alt. You can hit Umbreon V Alt. You can hit Leafeon V Alt. You can hit Leafeon V Max. You can hit Sylveon V Alt. You can hit Sylveon V Max. The possibilities are endless of how many different cards that you really want to hit in Evolving Skies. Problem with Evolving Skies is very difficult to hit. But here's my purpose. What happens every single day? Rip-and shippers. They're opening boxes. Product is starting to dissipate. Product is going away. My purpose of the pickup this week and why I got this opportunity. If a box comes into my grasp from a trusted source, like the person who called me, I'm not going to say no. If the price is right. Of course, the price has to be right. But my purpose of that whole rant of Evolving Skies is team up. This is going to do what team up did. Start picking up these boxes now if you want them, because I wish that I could have picked up 10 team ups at $2,000 and I didn't. I picked up one. and then I traded it away. But we're not gonna talk about that. That's for another video. That was probably the worst trade of my life. Anyways, that's the first pickup of the week. Put it back in its home. Buy Evolving Skies. Buy all Sword and Shield. All right, second pickup of the week, guys. This one is, okay. Okay, second pick. Okay, guys, I bought a couple promos. I bought like a few promos. What do we get? We have, there's a lot. Okay. We have 6 Greninjas. Here's what they look like. We got 6 of those Gold Star Greninjas. You know, I'm just put them in the back. I got 2 of the Umbreons from GameStop. They're nice, they're cool. I got 1, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 Dragonites. Dragonites. Let me do this. Look, Dragonite from GameStop. Yeah, GameStop promo. Anyways, Mewtwo. How many Mewtwo's did I get? We got the Pogo Mewtwo. Those are kind of, they're cool, but they're just like, you know, it's just a V. It's cool. It's sealed. These I love. I love these. The 151 Mewtwo. Like a little Batman, you know, Batman Arc style. Little Arc Raiders, Arc Mewtwo, Goop, Goop, Goop. A couple Goopin' Goop-2s. Look at these. We got 3 of those. I don't know. Got some Workshop Pikachus, Build-A-Bear. I don't know. These are non-hollow. I don't really vibe non-hollow stuff. Whatever. You know, I like hollow. So I'm going to just say a lot of Lucario. Like 40. We got 40 Lucarios. Maybe I'll give one of these away or something. Or like leave a cool comment. Maybe I'll send you one. Yeah, leave a comment and like and tell me on my Instagram that you did, and maybe I'll give you a Lucario. Just kidding. I can't guarantee it. Maybe I will. Who knows? Snorlax 151. I got like 15 of these. I'm putting these away. I don't care. This is like, low-key, this is like the best promo I've ever seen. I really don't care. It's got a little Pidgey sitting on the Snorlax. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Why am I getting all these sealed promos? Because I couldn't pass up the number. Friend hit me up and was like, Nick, do you want a bunch of sealed promos? And I was like, yeah. I mean, like, what's the price? He was like, the guy wants to take 70% market. And I was like, I didn't have to do any negotiating. First off, I didn't have to do any negotiating. He wanted 70%. He's like, just somebody pay it. The numbers are right with the market. He told me what the prices were. I was like, boom, 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 boom. Here's the number. You know, I think I paid like, I don't know, $1,000 for this whole stack. So, you know, I'm not going to pass up good deals. That's how I do pickups is you know, if somebody in my network hits me up and they're like, yo, you want to do this? Here's the number. Like, I really don't say no if the price is right. I'm going to be able to sell those cards. And then when I make the profits on that, I can buy things like this. That's why I do all this. So it all starts with not missing opportunities. And, you know, how am I going to pass up on, what, 100 promos just about at 70%? I don't pass that. All right, I'm not going to take all these out. The third pickup that I did this week, the last ones, I picked up a lot from a friend who, you know, we're acquaintance friend. We were friends through Instagram. I met this guy on eBay probably about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't remember. But he had a Lugia PSA 8. The market was kind of down. It was first edition. And I was like, hey man, like how much do you want for that Lugia? Because obviously it was on eBay. And I was like, yo, let's try to get this done off market, you know? And we couldn't come to a deal. We started having conversation, you know, Poke collectors. We just talk, you know, even if we don't do a deal, like most time we're just kind of getting along if you like Pokemon cards. I talked to him. We ended up not doing that deal, but I saw him, you know, I followed him on Instagram and he followed me and we became social media friends, you know, whatever, liking each other's stories, yada, yada. He posted that he was like looking to get out of Pokemon. So I was like, oh, that's sad. I hate when people leave Pokemon because I love this hobby. But he was like, I'm looking to sell this binder of cards. And I was looking at it and like I saw reverse stamps. I saw a ton of like IRs from Black and White and, you know, Surging Sparks and like just, you know, people like those illustration rares from the modern sets. And I'm okay with those from the modern sets. Yeah, he had these clean, stamped, you know, Diamond and Pearl, Unseen Forces, Dragon Frontiers, Holland Phantoms, like Crystal Guardians, like good stuff that I was like, wow, like this is why I'd buy the lot. So I was like, all right, well, let's kind of see what he wants for these cards, right? I sent him a message and I was like, hey man, like, what can we do to get this done? And he was like, I'm looking for 70%. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, do you have a TCG list? This is important. Make sure they have a TCG list. He sent me the TCG list and I was like, this looks good. The only question with the TCG list is if somebody over conditions and you're paying on that condition and you're doing market off that condition price, even if you're paying a percentage on it, if that person puts it as near mint, but it's actually lightly played, that could matter and cut your profits for the difference of the condition to what your percentage is. So be weary if anybody wants to sell you at a percentage, if it's true to condition, because that's how people cut that gap. Be very wary of that. It's called a condition scam. So, you know, I've had it happen to me straight up. You know, I've had people sell me lots and they put things as near mint, but it's really moderately played, and I paid them 70, 80%, but I really paid 100% for their crap card, or 110%. Be careful of that. Anyways, the guy that I bought this lot from was 100% legit. The conditions were actually even a little generous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was awesome. So we set a number. I countered the number a little bit. I was like, can we do this just in case any of the conditions off? Because, you know, I've had it happen to me where, and he was like, no, yeah, let's do that. He was like, I'm down. We can just kind of cover the delta if there's any problems. So we agreed on a number. I think the lot was worth like $2,100 and I paid him $1,300. So we got it done. Did I pay friends and family? Yes. I mean, listen, I've known the guy for 3 years. I had enough to trust him where he had references and feedback. And I was like, I'm just going to pay him friends and family. There was no questions about it. It was never, are you going to pay me F&F? Or are you going to pay me goods and services? I just decided, hey, I trust this guy enough and seen him on Instagram enough to where the references are there and I'm comfortable. So I kind of just free-falled it. I was like, hey, we've never really done a deal. We met on eBay, but let's see what happens. The cards were beautiful. I'm just gonna show you a little like video clip that I put on my Instagram and they showed up like below here. It should be like right here. The cards were gorgeous. I actually decided to grade a couple. I don't really grade vintage often, or mid-era if you will, but when a card is too clean, you might as well give it a shot. Some of these hollows were the coolest hollows. I'm gonna show you one. Let's just talk about this, right? This is the Slowking from Unseen Forces. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna take a phone video at the same time. Guys, just look at this hollow. It's like 3D. I have never seen a hollow like that before in my life. I guess I haven't really looked at many Unseen Forces reverses that were near mint and no scratches because I was in awe. I'm gonna grade the card. I'm honestly gonna keep the card for my PC if it grades at least like a 9. I have not seen a card this cool. The tropical blue vibes on it with the pink just kind of mesh really well, and I think it's an awesome concept. I also want a little token to remember the lot. So it's something where I'm like, this one's mine. I'm gonna keep this one. And yeah, guys, those are the pickups of the week. We got the Evolving Skies. We got the promo lot. We got the binder lot in that had a bunch of near mint reverses and a bunch of IRs from the Scarlet Violet era that people love. It had some other cool cards in it too, but I won't get too deep into it. It basically filled up my binder that I discussed that I do for my other video. So yeah, guys, if you liked the video, do me a favor, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. We're trying to pump out all the YouTube videos that we can here. I'm gonna start to do a little bit of long form content on the vendor POV. I'm gonna be recording the show tomorrow, the 11th in Bridgewater, so I expect that I'm gonna have a lot of good footage. DM me on Instagram if you still want to get into the giveaway. We still have the giveaway going live. You can win a Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle. Do you not want to do that? Just DM me a picture of your favorite item in your collection. That's all you have to do. I'm writing down the people that are in it. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to give the Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle away. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Nicky Cards out.